you. Delighted, huh? Delighted. So, there's 4 things I was going to talk about today, but with the teacher not here, I'm not married to this. So if there's anything else that you guys think I could contribute with regards to your education, just speak up. The 4 things I was going to talk about, I was going to talk a little bit about myself and how I became a human rights attorney. I was going to talk about some of the cases that we do at the Center for Human Rights and the work that we do. I was going to talk about the thought process that you should go through before you were going to bring a civil rights lawsuit. If you guys were going to do your own, what kind of questions you would want to ask before you started filing the lawsuit. And then I had written down some questions that I would think you'd want to ask yourself before you committed to doing a life in public service, working for the poor. But like I said, if you guys are bored by any of that and you want to get out, just please raise your hand. What class is this? This class is called?
Civil Rights and Liberties.
Civil Rights and Liberties. So it should be relatively apropos to what you have studied. And my understanding is you have guys talked about litigation and civil litigation in this class. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Can you guys indulge me and go around and tell me where you're from and what you're studying? Just because I'm curious. Start over here, maybe.
Okay. Well, my name is Emma. I'm actually not attached to the class.
Please.
I'm studying American Studies.
Where are you from?
I'm from Michigan.
You're from Michigan.
I'm Jillian. I'm from Seattle, Washington. I'm a senior diplomacy and world affairs major.
I'm Nick. I'm an English major, and I'm from San Marino, which is like 15 minutes away.
Sure.
I'm Alex. I'm a politics major. I'm from Marin County in the Bay Area.
Maybe that way.
Lauren Mahoney, Boulder, Colorado, and probably diplomacy and world affairs.
Emily Still, senior English major, and I'm not in the class either, but I'm about half an hour east of here.
Brian Toledo, I'm a senior history major and Spanish minor from Minnesota. I'm Emily Nicholas. I'm a senior politics and Spanish major from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I'm Natalie Monterosa. I'm a senior religious studies major with an emphasis in politics. San Francisco, right there?
Sure.
We assume.
I'm Ben Gilmore. I'm a junior diplomacy and world affairs major from Minnesota.
I'm Ginger. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm a critical theory and social justice major. I'm Gabby. I'm a junior American studies major from
From where, I'm sorry?
New York.
New York.
My name is Leah. I'm a diplomacy and world affairs and Spanish major, and I'm also from Michigan.
My name is Hansa Rocha. I'm from Oakland, California, and also politics major.
I'm Colin. I'm a sophomore politics major. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
I'm Eric. I'm from Altadena, and I'm a senior politics major.
I'm Sergio Ramos. I'm a senior politics and Spanish major at Liberties, California.
What do you do?
Marissa. I'm from Irvine, California, and I'm undeclared.
I'm Henry from London, England, and I do politics and international relations.
Are you a student here or are you studying?
I'm an exchange student. Just here for a semester.
My name is Kiana Dobson. I'm not in this class either. I'm studying American Studies and I'm a psychology.
I'm Sue Stugan. I'm studying English and I'm a military child that lived in South Korea.
I'm Richard. I'm a history major. I'm from Los Angeles, California, Central Valley.
I'm Ramaya. I'm also not in this class, but I'm from the Bay Area, and I haven't declared yet, but I'm planning on majoring in politics.
And then
I'm Emma. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm Emma from Christie. I'm from Santa Cruz, California, American Studies.
Cool. And how many of you, with a show of hands, are thinking about going to law school? Is that why a lot of you are here? That's a good amount. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, you guys got my short little, where I'm from. I grew up in Puerto Rico. My parents are from the Philadelphia area. Go Phillies. I went to undergrad at Georgetown. I studied theology. I went to Arizona State, and I did religious studies, and I got my law degree. And then I went to a firm downtown, a big law firm, and I hated it. And I was just miserable. I was there for 6 years, and I was unhappy, and it wasn't working for me professionally. And so I quit, and I took a year, and I just kind of traveled around. Go to Vietnam, if you ever have the opportunity. And I had a really, really neat experience, and I came back, and I was like, I'm going to do something real. You know what I mean? I'm going to do something important. And so I applied for a job at the center, and I got it. And this was when the economy was still pretty decent, so it wasn't that big of an accomplishment. But I've been there since 2007. I just hit my 3rd year anniversary. At the center we have 3 lawyers. I'm the youngest of the 3. And then we have a case manager who works with me, and we have an office manager. So it's a very small organization. and I think we do pretty decent work based on the number of people that are there. The work that we do two types of things. I do two types of things in particular. I do direct service advocacy on behalf of immigrants, battered spouses, and crime victims, namely getting them visa petitions. So anyone who's here illegally who is the victim of a crime and reports that crime to the police, they can get a visa. It's called a U visa. And so we do that. And then we do the stuff that I sent you guys, which was the impact litigation, right? So with regards to direct service, I sent you guys, I don't know if everybody has it, you might not all have this, but I sent you a notice to reopen an individual immigration petition. Fundamentally, what had happened was this individual came over from Iran, and he married a U.S. citizen. You marry a U.S. citizen from a foreign country, you can become a U.S. citizen, right? And his case was denied, and the reason he was denied is because the government said you're a terrorist. Why did they say he was a terrorist? Because when he went to his interview for his visa, they asked him if he'd ever received any military training. And he was honest, and he said, yeah, I think it was 1980, I received 5 hours worth of training from this Iranian paramilitary organization. And so now, fast forward 27 years or what have you, and they say, that's it, you're Al-Qaeda, you're out. So he comes into our office, and he's just despondent. I mean, you can imagine, this guy has a U.S. citizen wife, a U.S. citizen mother, he has a handicapped U.S. citizen sister, and a U.S. citizen child. I mean, his whole family's here. No one's remaining back in Iran. He doesn't want to go back to Iran. And he has a legitimate claim to a visa because he's married to a U.S. citizen. And the government's saying, no, because you've got this 5 hours of the training. This is an incredibly draconian decision that they came to. And the only reason, not the only reason, but there's two reasons I sent this to you. The first is that it's a good example of the sort of direct service work that we do, in that this petition that we wrote only helps one guy. This isn't going to open doors for hundreds of thousands of individuals who are here from foreign countries. It's just this one gentleman who's in a terrible situation, and this is how you help him. And the second reason I sent this, and I don't want to mention the student's name. No, I'm just kidding. Ben, he interned at our office, and he did the substantive research on this this brief. And frankly, he did the research that won this case. Because I did some legal work looking up the statute, but the questions here were totally factual. The questions here were, when did this organization become a terrorist organization? When did the government decide if you got training from these people, then you're a terrorist? Because the rule is, if you got the training before they decide it's a terrorist organization, you're not a terrorist. Does that make any sense at all? Is that everyone's with me? And so the key question, the only question that really mattered, is when did this organization, the Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps, become a terrorist organization? And Ben, through no help of mine, went on the computer, and I don't remember what the year was. It was after 2001, frankly, was the conclusion. George Bush, bless his soul, designated this organization as a terrorist organization. So, we sent the petition into the government. We said, come on, guys, get your crap together. This is ridiculous. There's no way this guy's a terrorist. And they bought it. They fell for it. And so this individual now is here in the United States. He doesn't have his green card yet. It's still processing, but he can get unemployment. He can work. He can take care of his family. And I'll bring this all together at the end. But that's a nice thing. That's a good thing. It's a good thing to spend your days doing that kind of stuff. I don't know how much that applies to your classes, or this class, the Civil Liberties class, but I do think it's important to at least identify the myriad ways in which you can work in the public interest that don't necessarily involve federal civil litigation. And with that, let's talk about federal civil litigation. So the two other briefs that I sent you guys are two of our bigger cases, one of which I would imagine you would have heard of, and the other one which you would not have heard of. The first case is the Swift Raids case, and this case surrounds the following issue. So immigration and law enforcement has the right to arrest people who are here without authorization. We'll accept that as true, right? But there are certain rules, just as there are rules for any cop, as to what they can and can't do when they interact with individuals. And the rules with regards to immigration, from where I'm sitting anyway, are fairly well settled. If they know that there's an individual in an office building or a factory or a restaurant who's there illegal, they have probable cause. They have something that he did, or they have his name on the list. They can go in